I'm Ted at Windy Hill Farm and Handy Horseman YouTube channel. We're doing a series here on working with a young colt. This is a 4-month-old baby that we've raised here at Windy Hill Farm. We thought it'd be a good idea to share with everybody on how we're trying to continuously improve our procedures on how to wean a baby and how to prepare a baby for life. So in our last video, we did a dewormer and putting a foreign object in its mouth to get it used to something being in its mouth to get it ready someday for a bit. And we worked on softness and we worked on leading and so on. You can watch some of our other videos. So now what we're going to do is the big one. This is picking the feet up, okay? And I will tell you that there are so many horses that are so challenged and so bothered by this, and sadly what happens is their first experience with picking their feet up is some old grouchy guy with a rasp in his hand going to trim their feet, and he's in a hurry. And that's where I've seen them 8-10 years old don't want to pick their feet up. So for many, many years here, this is something that I've made as a priority. I want my horses to hold their feet up properly, to be shod and to be trimmed. And it starts right here. And one thing I want to point out before we start that I want you to think about. We talked in our other videos, and I'm going to repeat it. The 3 steps on schooling a horse: relaxation, trust, and softness. And you got to go in that order. So when we started with this little guy, when I'd give him downward pressure, he'd want to rear up and he'd want to resist that. So now see what we have? Okay. So I started here before I go to the feet, because I know what would have happened if I hadn't got his mind prepared to release and yield to pressure. Well, when I put the rope on his foot, he's just going to fight that the same. So it's not about so much the head and the feet and all the things we're doing. They're part of it. But it's really part of his mind, just when he feels something resistive, confining, not to explode or try to evacuate or flee. I want him to yield to that pressure. Okay, just like that. So the first step in getting him to pick his feet up is you got to understand it's not about picking the foot up. Sorry. It's about teaching him to stand on 3 feet. A lot of horses don't want to pick their foot up or hold their foot up because they don't feel stable and they don't feel balanced standing on 3 feet. So a lot of people just pull their leg up and they want to hold it up like, well, I'm teaching him to pick his feet up. Yeah, you are, kinda, but you're actually also teaching him to stand on 3 feet. So when he gets on 3 feet, he's going to feel uneasy. He's going to feel like he's going to fall, and he's going to want to put the foot down and catch himself. Okay, he's going to try to not fall down. So what I'm going to do is I've already taken my flag and my stick and gone around his feet and gotten him okay with something being down there, okay? But now I'm going to take my rope and put it on his front foot, okay? So what I don't want to have happen is to make him afraid. Okay. So now I'm just going to take it and go like this. I'm not going to hook it up right at first. I'm going to make it to where I don't have to chase him around with it. Okay. So when he was little, couple days old or a day old. I can already tell you what my wife did. She spent a lot of time picking these feet up and rubbing his legs, because I can tell. If not, he'd be protesting what I'm doing, okay? So I got a little loop tied in my rope. I got about a 15-foot rope with a loop tied in the end, but this is real soft rope somebody gave me years ago. It's just soft. It's not cotton, but it's like cotton, soft rope. And then now I'm going to just put that around his foot. And I've got his lead rope in one hand and the foot in the other. And I'm just going to ask him with pressure, release. Pressure, hold the pressure. Release. So I'm not going to go right down there and start picking it up. I got to get him just releasing his foot altogether, just to start with. So I'm holding pressure, release. Pressure, release. See there? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to just pick it up a little, not a lot, just a little. Pick it up. Oh, buddy. Whoa. And let it down. Pick it up. Hold it up. So see how he gets a little worried? He doesn't want to hold it up, but then again, he doesn't want to stand on three. So I'm going to hold that, let him balance himself. Okay. And I'm going to put it down on when I want to put it down. I'm never going to let him, I'm going to try to never let him take it from me. And your farrier will thank you if you spend this little bit of time. Okay? So. But you notice I got him out here in the dirt. We're out in the open. We're not on concrete where he's going to fall or slip. And I've got him, see, I got the rope drooped over my arm where I can control him if I have to. It's so much better to do it now than when they're 1,000 pounds, I'll tell you that. I get horses in here sometimes that are 1,000 pounds, 4 or 5 years old. We're doing this. And a lot of people, their only solution is to send them to the sale barn. Can't trim their feet. Well, you got to get it worked out, or he'll not be any good to anybody if he won't pick his feet up. Ooh, ooh, buddy. See there? No, just drop it down. So we were talking this morning. This little guy's 4 months old, and he's an infant. You know, he's very immature in his mind, so we got to be careful that we don't flood him or put too much on him at once. So I'm being very cautious about that. But there again, there are some things he can do, and I think picking his feet up or yielding his feet is not asking for too much. Okay. So I'm going to keep working on that here for a little bit. We can go ahead and pause the camera. We'll come back here in a few minutes and see if we've made any progress.